Silent Hill 2 is a PS2 video game released in 2001 and is the second game in the franchise. It is often cited as a fan favorite in this franchise, as well as being cited as one of the greatest video games ever made. A good chunk of that has to do with how brilliantly designed this game was. I'm here to go over just what makes Silent Hill 2 work. Go over the basic controls of the game. To move, you push the left analog stick forward and turn it based off which direction you want to go. To sprint, you hold down square. For combat, you hold down R2 and then press X to attack. To pause, you hit the pause start button. To exit the pause menu or the map menu, you hit circle. To access the map menu, you press triangle.
These controls allow you to walk over the map provided in this picture, with the main areas being circled. This also allows you to fight enemies and collect items that you may need on your adventure, such as weapons, puzzle items, and items that can help heal you. But they do come in scarcity, leaving you on edge whenever you're on a fight. Speaking of combat, these are some of the enemies you will fight in the game. Not only are these enemies designed to fit around the main character's psyche, they are also generally terrifying to look at.
Much I think fits designing him perfectly as the nurse, who, despite looking human, twitches very weirdly, very inhuman-like, sort of triggering Uncanny Valley. Another heavy aspect about this game are the puzzles. They're heavy enough to be warranted their own difficulty level for the game, as not only do you be challenged by your skill level, but also by how you can use your brain to solve puzzles. And boy, do these puzzles keep your brain awake.
There are 12 puzzles total in the game. These 6 are the puzzles that I think best represent the game in terms of difficulty, tone, and how they make your mind work.
The easiest puzzles we can break down is the clock puzzle. In order to progress to room 209 in the Woodside Apartments and continue progressing through the game, we must push a grandfather clock out of the way. If you look around the room with the grandfather clock, you will find a note that says, "Re-needle stand of 3 different heights, the fat, the tall, and the thin. From slow to fast, they move to the right. Scott rests not on 3, but 15. Now what could that mean? Well, if we look into the room with the grandfather clock, we can see 3 different names, Henry, Mildred, and Scott, with 3 different lines at different positions. Now if we associate the words Henry with hours, Mildred with minutes, and Scott with seconds, and then we put the time that each of them represent, you'll hear the clock make a noise, and the clock can now be pushed out of the way.
This puzzle, along with several other puzzles, feed into a feedback loop that helps keep the player engaged with the game and make them feel good about themselves.
This game is at its strongest when it comes to immersion, and the game immerses the player best with its use of storytelling, as the story is incredibly gripping and dark. Sure, it has its funny moments here and there. The themes it tackles and general atmosphere of the story make it one of the most interesting stories in terms of horror video games.
You, along with the 5 other human characters you meet, each have their own interesting backstory that leave you with a lot to think about and a lot to wonder what would bring them to Silent Hill.
Another design element that blends into immersion really well is color, as this game uses a lot of cool colors to set a more melancholic tone that, along with the heavy use of fog, sets a very heavy atmosphere that draws the player into its world. Another way the game immerses you is through its incredible sound design. From not only its incredible soundtrack, which is playing throughout the video, and not only just for the walking and other sound effects created for the game, but it can also be found in the menu, where most sound effects from the menu sound nice and pleasant. But when you start the game, harrowing. Hopefully this video will help give you a better insight on what makes this game work. Obviously I couldn't reveal everything, because while I did reveal what the enemies looked like and some of the puzzles of the game, that doesn't touch this incredible story or what makes some of these characters work. So if you can get a chance, play this game. That's about it.